Hello, everyone, and welcome to Answer the Call. I do want to start out with a lot of people had no idea why we didn't have the Answer the Call last week or whatever. I did start one, and we just had a bit of I'll just leave it as a family emergency, I guess, because I talk about a lot about my wife, and she has bipolar disorder and stuff like that, and we had some things come up last week essentially, and it was right in the middle of Grumpy and I's podcast, and I do want to thank Grumpy. I was like, hey, I gotta go, I don't know when I'll be back, and he kind of held the fort down for a while I was upstairs, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's tough and everything, but it was a really good growing experience for me and my family and everything, and it was really, really awesome. It turned out, it was the good before the bad in that kind of situation. So everything's great, everything's good, and I appreciate all the kind words of people who reached out. It was really awesome, and thank you for that. So without further ado, let's bring on Grumpy here. Grumpy, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, thank you.
Second week in a row. This is a first. Nobody's been on the podcast 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And also we did like 3 podcasts in one patch, basically.
Yeah, 317. Because 318 is, well, I would say 318 since we last spoke is kind of a little bit closer to possibly being the live experience.
Oh, 318, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless we get 317.6. By the way, before we start, I gotta ask you, where do you apply to be like a CAG shill? If that's...
can
you hook me up?
It's about a 10-year process. So you got some time. Yeah. It's right. You file the paperwork, and then they get the shill tech together for you. It takes a long time to put together. It's quite a lot of meetings, planning months, all these things that are very important. But once the tech is online, you'll know it's going to be pretty sick. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
That was so ridiculous. I didn't get too many comments. Now, I haven't looked at the actual SCL video and looked at the comment section. I kind of want to do that and see what happens, but I'm scared. I got like 2 or 3 comments on my own channel of people who actually believe them.
Like, I mean, yeah, joke. Some people are going to see that as proof, dude.
Yeah, it's so
Especially
insane.
The guy that thinks that, like, Chris is your dad, so...
Yeah. I think the person who thinks Chris is my dad is because... I was in LA once in the studio, and I took a picture with him, and
wow,
I
confirmed.
Yep, and then on Father's Day, I wished him a happy Father's Day on Twitter as like a joke, and I think he fell for that one too. So these people on the internet are very gullible, I think. Yeah.
So what's up? You good? You better now?
Good. Yeah, everything's good.
Everything better?
Everything's like way, way better. Yeah. So
glad to hear that.
That's good. Yeah, but. I don't know. I think the reason we brought you on was the reason we brought you on was because we had a little back and forth about crafting. You made a video about how crafting...
I already forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. This was like weeks ago, right? So
yeah.
I have to deal with this cat. We talked about, like, you talked about how crafting's not in the game. But that's not necessarily what you meant, kind of, right? So,
yeah.
You want to like just jump into that subject?
Are you trying to like confuse me so like my arguments don't stick?
No, because
I'm kidding.
Yeah, for me, we're not arguing.
No, I'm talking about Lola.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Well, just tell me about your feelings around crafting, because like when I watched your video, it very much seemed to me like it wasn't crafting's not in the game. It's like, I don't like what tier 0 crafting is.
Well, no, the point of the video was I wouldn't consider that to be crafting. Yes, it is tier 0. Yes, it is some kind of a crafting mechanic, but it's still not like, I don't know if you made a video on that, but I saw a bunch of content creators make a video on like Star Citizen is getting crafting. And I was like,
yeah, I did
it's
for sure.
Like, yeah, okay. So it's like you get some RMC and you make the most expensive fucking multi-tool in the verse. And like, I don't know. To me, that's not crafting. You had an argument in the video. You said that you like, I don't know if you mentioned that or somebody in the chat. I'm not sure, but like selling multi-tools at Jumptown.
Yeah,
Like how
yeah,
how
I did.
much? Okay, so how much do you think you can sell the multi-tool for? Because yeah, like you're gonna spend 8,000 alpha UAC just to make one, basically, from
Oh,
RMC.
well, I think like your argument that you're spending, it's kind of an interesting one that you're spending 8,000 alpha UEC on these. Yes, it is the value of the RMC that's like in the box, right? But in
Yeah.
reality, it's not spent until you sold it. So I don't look at it that way personally. But yeah, like the idea of like it took me 2 seconds to make a one SCU size box, like literally 2 seconds. So
Yeah, if
it's
you find a C2, yeah.
yeah, or anything actually, because it if you use a reclaimer or whatever, it's really quick.
Yeah.
So it's nothing. So
No,
the
I totally understand the argument that like the economy is not there
but I
yet.
would
Like
probably do
there's no
10K.
economy.
Yeah, exactly. I would probably do 10K each thing. And let me tell you something.
I, I
There's
mean, if
definitely
I
some
didn't know you,
value
I would
to it.
just shoot you and take the multi-tool from you then. If you ask for 10K for
Of
a
course.
multi-tool.
Of course. Like it's Jumptown, right? Anything can happen
Yeah.
and whatever. But the point I guess the point that I'm for me that I made was it's absolutely crafting because they gave you a platform, whether like you didn't like the idea of the menu and some things. I don't want to
No,
put
no,
words
no.
in your
I
mouth.
liked it. I
Okay,
liked
yeah.
it.
Good, good. I didn't want to
So, like
put
it,
words
it
in your
didn't
mouth, but
take you out of the game. The menu was in the game. That's what I liked.
okay,
That's
okay.
like the best part about it, honestly.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because like the way I took your comments around uh like yeah, often crafting is done in menus, and
And it's so bad, yeah. In
I
most
don't
of the games.
I personally don't mind it. I mean, this is a style of game that like or style of gameplay in these games that I've always played. It doesn't bother me. It's something that I'm used to. I've played games like this for years, and I find value in it. It's fine that you don't or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
understandable.
You know, we're to each their own, and I'm not gonna like knock you for having those feelings whatsoever. For me, it just comes down to this. I think you made a video about a thing that I felt was like overall a massive positive if
Yeah, we
and
talked about that. Yeah.
if and only if they continue to work through it, right? So that's the big
Do
thing.
you see it happening though? In all honesty?
Yes, because if it doesn't, like why are at this point if it doesn't why what is anybody doing? Like that's the whole thing is they can't keep doing this, and this is like the only fight that I'm trying to fight is if you're putting in inventory, you got to keep working on it. If you're putting in cargo, you got to continue working on it. And the difference
I'm
is, and again, I'm with you cuz we can both of us cannot keep looking at what they say. It's got to be what they do. So right
exactly.
now we're stuck on 318 and it really matters what cards are in 319. What
Yeah.
things that they're touting is in 319 and they better have additions to both the cargo refactor mechanic, adding more things
Mm.
to this crafting system, and I think we are seeing some very interesting things when it comes to the cargo refactor already with mining and salvage missions, right? That they're talking
Yeah.
about, but until we see
Yeah.
them, it doesn't matter. So like you and I are very much on the same page, but saying things
Mhm.
in like different ways. I think. I promise I'm not leaving. This is not an emergency. I'm just opening the door and trying to get the cat out of the room because she's just yelling. I don't know if you can hear
We can't.
her. Okay.
Right, so chat, how are you?
Hey, take over the stream again. All right.
What's up, guys?
I promise I'm not leaving. But yeah, on that note, it's just like they have to. I obviously am not happy with the current state, but I did find myself in a place where I was like, oh, I'm gonna go salvage, and then I forgot a multi-tool tractor beam attachment, so I just crafted one. Like,
Yeah, I mean
right?
that's
Like
why
it.
they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
like
it's
people
like they.
complained, like why did I get a $150 ship, and I need a multi tool for it to work basically, and
They're
like why don't you give us a multi tool? And that's when they gave us crafting.
Yeah, and I thought your commentary and a lot of people's commentary actually are like I like the vulture, but man, the more you use it, the more it's like this thing sucks. Like
It does.
they should have, in my opinion, I think the prospector is a good design for the entry level ship, right? All the bags are on
Yeah.
the outside. You fill them, and that's it. And then you go in and somebody else on the exterior of the ship can remove those and you bring it somewhere else or whatever. So it's still not quite a single player experience, but you are doing everything you need to do with that ship by yourself. Where the Vulture feels more like a two-person ship in a one-person
Even though it's
skeleton.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't like that. If they had the bags or the boxes form on the exterior or whatever, I think that probably would have been a better option. And then have I think the Reclaimer's great.
Once we get the tractor beams for ships, I would hope that they will like give us a turret inside the Vulture, like a tractor beam turret, like inside the Vulture to like pick up those boxes and move them around.
But when you make that argument, then you should have one in a Reclaimer too. And then what's the, I think they just fucked up that ship. They just fucked that ship up.
Yeah.
They just made
honestly,
a mistake
yes. There. Honestly, yeah. I mean, also, like, even if you're in the back of the Reclaimer, it's not really a great experience. It is multi-crewing, but you like it?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of why they listen, it is not exhilarating gameplay, okay?
Yeah.
It is not exhilarating gameplay, but it is kind of satisfying, it is relaxing, and it is you are doing something important as part of a group, and because they up the speed at which the Reclaimer like extracts things and creates these boxes, like
the other guys really needed.
Yeah, the guys who are in the turrets actually need your help.
Yeah.
So it feels like, again, it's not, we're not in a space battle with thousands of people, shit's on fire, and like you're really, you are not incredibly important. This isn't really in-depth gameplay, but I did enjoy my time doing it. Every single time I've done it so far, and
so you did a couple of times, okay?
Yeah, I've done it with my group, and actually, like one of the coolest moments of my content creation life was Level Cap just messaged me and was like, "Hey, you want to play some Star Citizen?" And I was like, "What?" Like, I made my YouTube channel because of this guy. Like, this is when he was doing Battlefield stuff way back. I was like, this guy inspired me to do what I'm doing today. And he messaged me, and we did that. We did Salvage together. And just the part that I enjoyed the most is just sitting in the back and moving the boxes, to be honest.
Yeah, for me, I would like, from Star Citizen, I would like expect something more engaging.
Yes.
But I mean, it is a tier 0 implementation, so I guess, or tier 1, whatever.
It's weird. It's not even it's not even salvage.
Yeah.
So like, it's its own little weird. It was described to me by someone that this is the part that you do like after. This isn't even salvage. This is what you just do after salvage to make a little extra money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's a good way to describe it. So like, I don't even look at this as anything. And that's kind of why I like that they took the more easy, not mining route for it, right? Where
do you think it's gonna get nerfed? Like the payout, yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're only doing that. To. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to, but I think like if you want to talk, I think everything's gonna get changed. So we can call it nerfed, but I think everything's gonna change eventually. But I do think that the value is what it is, so we use it. Because otherwise, no one would use it. They know this by now. Every single time a new feature comes out, exactly. Like how bad is that? And that's I think that's a good reason to kind of like take this is an overall positive too. Is the you look at the Starfarer with refueling, and they did nothing with that. Nobody uses it, and at least people are using these things. They're trying to. I've seen so many videos from content creators like, am I going to be able to survive in a Reclaimer? Because I really want to. And most of the videos are like, nah, man, they fucked up and put ballistics in the game, and now you're fucked.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Which totally sucks,
I really wanted to live on my Reclaimer, but yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's one of one of the things I want to do as well is just spend time in my ship and not have to leave it. But yeah,
Although I've heard from a subscriber that, and I don't know if this is like an actual thing, but I've heard that in Aaron's Halo you can also find some ships that are destroyed.
really
I don't know, but he said,
interesting.
and
I'll
he's
try it.
like
I'll
he
check it
was,
out.
yeah. I gotta
Okay.
check it out too.
Yeah, because that's the place you're never gonna get pirated.
And there you will live on the Reclaimer, and you will be fine.
Yeah, people in chat are saying, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
So
can.
yeah,
Amazing. All right.
I don't like that.
Me neither, but
I hate
also
that actually.
I want to live on the Reclaimer, so I'm gonna have it. I'm fine.
Yeah,
Even though like you gotta be pirating in this patch, like that's the point of this patch. Come on.
yeah, dude. The I just finished watching a video from Void Dude where he was doing reclaiming at a Lagrange point
Oh,
where
I saw
everyone's
it.
doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and then Cutlet attacked him and everything. Like, isn't that the point of all that? I don't know. You know. So, but in the end,
Well, I mean, this patch is a piracy patch, basically.
yeah,
They called
for
it
sure.
the cargo refactor, but it's actually a piracy patch,
Yeah,
and I like it.
I think the
Even
cargo
though I'm not like a
refactor,
pirate.
if they keep coming with updates, the cargo refactor will be in a later patch. I agree with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So apparently,
I-
Aaron Halo has the 890, the C2, and the panels. Panels are insanely good. The C2 is
Amazing.
really, really good, especially if you're using a reclaimer. And the reason why I don't like it is it's okay for mining, because where do you go after you mine? You go to a pretty... everyone goes to a similar location. So if you do want to have that risk, it exists. There's
Exactly.
no risk with these. That sucks. But yeah, I don't
What do
know.
you think we're gonna get in 319 though?
Dude, I have no idea. This has been
32 SU boxes, maybe because of
Yeah.
the Hull C.
I don't know. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned with the near future for cargo because they're not talking much anymore about it. And I hope it was just a little month off in the monthly report, but we'll see. I definitely have my concerns there. The because now they're just like switching to these other things. Like,
Yeah.
we need. I mean, I think when we finished talking last week, we were talking about how you had actually tested the blowing up a C2 and the boxes were starting to disappear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need bigger boxes because of that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it'll reduce the number of entities that drop when you blow up a ship and all those things. I really hope that's a thing, but they gotta communicate. And
Me too. I mean,
yeah.
especially because like the a Hull C has like 5,000 SUs of cargo.
Yeah.
And also they need to like change the stats of the cargo. Like, how are you gonna make any money if you can buy only like 30 SUs of something? Wherever you go, it's just like it needs to be like a major patch for cargo if they release Hull C.
So yes, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, you're a Star Citizen backer.
Yeah.
Starfarer, Reclaimer, name every ship it comes in without working. Right? It's not. It's guess what's
even the
gonna happen?
Vulture, like the Vulture, yes, it does have like hull scraping, but what's up with the other salvage mechanics?
Yeah,
and also it got fucked.
Even then, that's the best we ever got.
Yeah,
that's the best we've ever had of a ship coming into the game with its gameplay. It's the Vulture.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like the to think that the Hull C is going to do anything other than this is, that's it.
And even that is probably going to be janky.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to they'll be like, see guys, the whole season game. So yeah. But
I don't know if you hear this, but my neighbor is like knocking on the. I don't know if he's like trying to nail something or whatever. Okay.
No, I can't hear anything. You're good. Just like we have professional microphones here. Okay, both of us. You couldn't hear my cat. I can't hear your neighbor, so we're good. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of. I do want to. What do you think is in 319?
I mean, I can tell you what I hope that it's going to be.
All we could do is hope right
2019.
now.
Yeah. Well, as I've said, 32 SU cargo boxes
Mm-hmm.
or containers. The mule actually working.
Doubt it.
Yeah, and
What would you do with it?
fuck if I know, dude. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just have. I mean, I have it to use it as like a little like transport vehicle from where I land to the bunker missions, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do that in a while though, so it's a really like nifty little truck or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know, like it's they didn't really talk about anything that we're gonna get in the near future. Like the past whole year was basically about like revolving around 318 and the road to Pyro, and yes, and this week they're gonna talk about the road to Pyro again. So it depends when 319 drops. I don't know, like maybe that's not gonna happen, but come on. So maybe they're gonna like release the tier 0 of the bunkers because they're working on those.
Oh, the big ones?
Come on, give me some. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's
But there's gonna be ships. I know that there's gonna be ships.
There's always
plenty
ships.
of them.
There's
Yeah.
always ships. There's always ships, Grumpy. Come on. Very important. Very important. Always deliver the ships. But I don't know. I think we get the racing and arena commander, which I look forward to because I don't really want to do it in the PU because it's kind of a pain. Then I really, really hope, like for me, is these mining and salvage missions. Have you seen any of this? And
yeah.
What do you think about it?
I've been like screaming, like and trying to get them to do that for a year now.
Yeah,
at least a year.
Me,
because
it's
like
been since I started playing the game.
Well, yeah, basically. I'm talking about my like channel, but yeah, it's much needed. Like the cargo missions, and like especially because like, what's the point in like investing all of your money into something that like you can crash it, you can get pirated, etc. Like there's a lot of things that you can 30k, although we have the heartbeat now, so you will probably like 50%. There's a possibility of 50% that you're going to lose the cargo. So if you have cargo missions and you don't have that much money, you can actually like do the missions and profit. But like then I would assume that the cargo prices are going to change. So if you invest your own money, you will actually profit much more than doing the cargo missions, like risk and reward.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean,
but like,
go ahead.
They were only like talking about this. Like I didn't see any like proof of concept or anything. They were just like talking about that, and that's the issue.
It's all just talk. And the thing that I do appreciate about that is very often they will not until they show it talk about the design of something because they're worried about maybe sort of what we're doing right now is like they say this is how it's going to work and then we all say it's stupid. They've done this in the past and they've been kind of apprehensive to do it in the past. But for me, it like the way they described specifically mining and salvage missions are it's so much better in so many ways because you have I'm sure you've experienced it because you've been pretty involved with PvP in the past. Is every time you kill somebody, it's an interaction that the person who got killed maybe didn't really want, and then they post a Spectrum thread, they call you a virgin in general chat or whatever, right?
Yep.
So it's the overall bad experience for both players. And with the missions, it kind of sounds like, all right, you can go do this very low value mission over here if you don't want to be bothered by anybody, but you can do this very high value mission here, but you know what you're signing up for. So when you get killed, you're still going to call everybody a virgin in the chat because it's the internet. But you know what? At the very least, you probably won't make a Spectrum thread because you know what you signed up for.
But it's still a mission, and you shouldn't lose all the money that you invested. So maybe like,
how they describe
have
it,
to
Grumpy,
pay like 30% of it.
Well, this isn't a cargo mission. So how they described it is you will pay and they'll tell you where a mining claim is. You'll pay
Oh,
something
you're
and they'll
talking about it. Okay, yeah.
yeah, the cargo missions, they haven't said much since that AMA, right?
Yeah,
So now it's like,
yeah.
did they take what they worked on so far and say, well, cargo missions would be too complicated because we need freight elevators, we need tractor beams, we need all these things. Um, and we're just going to do these more simple missions, or are they just holding off because Jared knows he has 3 to 5 months of content that he has to stretch, and they're just kind of holding right now? I'm
Could
going to
be.
go with it's probably number one because I don't expect them to be able to do a 318 level of content patch every quarter. It just doesn't seem realistic.
Yeah, I mean, PS is a massive thing,
Yeah,
but also like they're still not done with 318. It's still not out, so why even speak about 319?
agreed.
Like, there's
Agreed.
no point.
And the longer that 318 isn't out, the less the more time that it might take to get 319 out, and the features might fall off, or maybe
Exactly,
it's
they might be unsure what's going to happen with 319 because like that's why they got the roadmap to like just one patch after the patch that we have.
yeah. And I mean, you want to know what I really think 319 is going to be? I think it's going
Mm,
to be 318.2 or 318.3, and they're going to call it 319,
probably.
so you and I can't say that we only had one patch last year
Yeah.
because they've
But
been
then we're going to
communicating
have
that
19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get 4.0.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. That's okay.
Fun.
Call it whatever you want to call it. Like I don't think we could sit here and go, um, we only got one patch this year if the patches actually have something of value in them, right? Like
Yes.
if
Give us
318 went
content.
exactly, if 318 went live at the end of the year, I'm not saying that we only got one patch. And I'm sorry, the idea of 317.2 being good enough to be able to call it 318, like yeah, there were some things in
It
there, but
wasn't.
it it, it
Like,
wasn't.
like, look, if you take a look at the roadmap and you compare 317, the whole patch cycle with all the sub patches, you would see that it's basically the same as 316, 15, 14, like feature wise, except the ships, because the ships, like, it was a whole year, so it like had 10 ships or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Except that the rest of it is just like gameplay 4, and then you go to like 316 and you see gameplay 4 additions,
Yeah.
etc. So it's not really like even 317.2 was promised to be, well, promised was Chris told us that we're gonna have much content, and then we got the best mission ever, the Reclaimer mission in space and on Microtech, which is the best mission that from my point of view that like Star Citizen got in the past few years. But that was it.
Do you know what I
That was
struggle
it.
with?
Mm.
I struggle with it was a big patch. It really was. But
Point
it's not
two.
yeah, but it's not a big patch for us. The reason
Yeah.
point 2 is a big patch is now NPCs can walk on planets, right? Now
Yeah.
we have 100 players in a server. So from a game development standpoint, like this is the thing. They always communicate to us as game developers, but they don't communicate to us as players enough. So like I'm sitting here as a player going, you know what? Yeah, you put nav mesh in, but it sucked. Like
Yes.
it's not perfect. That there's a lot of problems with it. It's gonna have to grow.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that they're talking about now is what nav mesh opens up. AI being able to have a railgun and shoot at ships,
Mm-hmm.
right? Stuff like that. So yeah, that's a huge part of 317. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
100 players in a server, kind of a big deal. I think they're making a bigger deal about that than it actually is. Space is
Yes.
still really huge. We still don't really come across too many people. It only is cool at Jumptown, Xenothreat, Siege, maybe, and
Yes.
occasionally like when somebody in a org does a cool
It's gonna
thing.
be cool at Korea in 318.
I hope, because currently it's. I don't know how I feel about Korea. How much have you done it?
Once it was completely bugged and I
Yeah.
just gave up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential, but I don't think you can make enough money where it's like everybody go to Korea kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Which is
sure.
like, if you want FPS PvP, maybe something good will happen there, but I don't know.
The only thing that I don't understand about Korea is like, okay, you go there, you take a mission or whatever, so you don't get attacked by the turrets, but you gotta kill the guards. You gotta get a crime stat to, or unless you
Yeah.
hack the comrade. But the issue is like once the turrets start shooting you,
Even when you hack the
how are you?
comrade, they'll shoot you. They'll shoot you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So how can you load up all the things into your ship, like all the loot that you got there?
Well, there's a couple safe places from the turrets, like the old
Okay.
places where you
Yeah,
hide
yeah,
under.
I know.
But so first off, comrade's got to come down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you're not, because the whole thing right now is if you have a bounty on your head, they could see your marker. So you need to prevent that from happening. It
Yeah.
just is a thing. But so if you're going the criminal route, it's going to spawn the mission and tell people that you're there, and it's going to invite people to come, and it's going to
Yeah, I
get
know
pretty
all that,
crazy.
but like,
If you're a person who's coming with the lawful mission, basically you just hope to catch them with their pants down, and then if you put the drugs and stuff on your ship, the station is not going to shoot at you. So you just basically kill the players that are there, take the spoils, bring it to Grimhex, and sell it.
so that's the way to do it. Because like I was wondering, I just couldn't finish the mission. I couldn't even like unlock the dispenser.
Yeah.
I was wondering like if your ship is under the pads or under like the boiler or whatever it is. Like it's a pain in the ass to load it up with like a bunch of crates. Like you need more people for that, and you need to go EVA, etc. And like EVA is a bit broken, so
it's not an individual. It's not a good individual experience, but I think that's a good thing. It's not about, we can't keep looking at all the situations that we take part in Star Citizen as I make this much money, and if I have to add people, I make less, therefore it's not worth it. I go to Security Post Korea because it entices other people to interact with me in a way that of a style of gameplay that I'm looking for, which is I'm inside this place. It is a King of the Hill gameplay loop, and I'm the king right now, and you need to come and take it. It like the value of those items doesn't mean anything to me. Whether I come out with boxes or not means absolute cock.
Yeah,
I just want to fight,
of course.
right?
Well, I mean, for some people it does. Like some people don't have enough time to play on a weekly basis, so they want to earn some money. They're not even going to go there probably.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they get pissed off.
You're not going here to earn money.
Yeah.
You're just not doing it.
It's the same with Jumptown, though.
Yeah.
You're going there for the experience.
Yeah.
Well,
but
some people are going to go there and
money.
going to be... Yes, but they're going... Like, some people are going to get pissed off because the Jumptown is not safe.
Yeah. Which is, again, it's the thing. It's like I've been called a griefer at Jumptown so many times. It's like,
me too.
What are you... You know what you're signing up for here. Like, and that's the thing. Is like you have no argument at that point, but they still make it. And it's because it's the internet, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we're so far away from anything ship combat. I know that was your forte coming into Star Citizen. That's what you did when you first started.
It was, and then I just gave up.
Yeah, I mean, how can you be excited by it?
Yeah, like last year. You watched the video. I stopped playing Star Citizen until like December when I started streaming, and then I started playing Star Citizen just like to interact with the chat and like count the bugs, etc. And I actually had like a stream counter. Yeah,
people can't comprehend that it's like I don't necessarily like Star Citizen in the state that it is now. But streaming the game is really enjoyable because the communities that you stream to are pretty funny and cool and whatever.
Exactly. Then that's why we do it. But like they fixed the positional desync to a degree, but also that like made us realize that there's more problems than we thought with PvPing. Being a DCS player, I never actually liked combat in Star Citizen because it's too arcadey for me. it's like face tank. We talked about this last year. Like it's just face tanking and like who has like better like mechanics, like mechanical skills. So to a degree, it's fun, but like after a while, it's just boring, and there's nothing new to do there. And I admire like Avenger One and some like other streamers and PvPers that are still into that, because like I want to do it again, but also I don't want to get like pissed off, especially on stream, because like somebody like desynced or my hits were not registering, etc. So yeah, I just like gave up basically, and now I'm just basically like a space trucker or whatever.
Yeah, just hanging out and just talking to your community that you fostered or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
it's way more fun doing that than
exactly.
actually trying to be sweaty in a game that isn't ready to be sweaty in. You know?
Yeah,
it's hard. The how do you feel? Like you and I are in a position where we get compared a lot. How do you feel? Like anytime, every video I post, you're mentioned under the comments now.
really.
Yeah,
Amazing.
honestly, we're kind of synonymous because I think our channels are
because we're brothers and Chris is our father.
Yes, it's true, and we both have glasses. You know, I still have a little more hair, but I will be where you're at very soon. I'm on my way. But yeah, we sort of I think look similar. But the thing for me is I think we're people that are not afraid to share how we feel in the moment and don't really care if people sort of disagree. I know a lot of the videos that I watch is just kind of how you feel about something in that moment in time, but you're able to, I think, retrospect a little bit sometimes and all that. How do you feel about the community sentiment around you and your channel?
I have just like posted yesterday or 2 days ago a video. It's a clip from the stream, and where I was talking about me being like me and you basically being the most hated content creators in Star Citizen.
Did it come out of I heard there was a Reddit thread about us, but I never saw it. Okay.
Oh yes. On both Reddits, on both of them.
Okay.
First off, the what's it called? The refunds Reddit. They got pissed off because I'm like wearing the keep calm and bind address because it's apparently their trademark. And I was like, dudes, like it's merch, and like I want to see you guys wear that on Citizen Con or just like have fun. Like, what was the point? The other guys attacked. Well, I don't know what happened with you, but you were mentioned a lot on that thread.
So
I'm not really
with
like
them over there.
I'm rarely on Reddit. Like I made the account like a year ago just to check out something that somebody said about me, and I think I wanted to thank him or whatever, and I didn't like post or even go to Reddit since then, basically. And I don't know how it works, but yeah, you're gonna see people that are gonna like say that I know exactly how it works, blah blah blah, and I'm just a dickhead and I'm just lying. So yeah, apparently we are, or I am.
I'm living rent free over there, brother.
Yeah, are
in
you?
their heads. I get linked stuff all the time. I did not get linked whatever this thread is, but I heard there was something. It was kind of ironic and funny. There was a really bad thread about you and I on the main Reddit. I didn't know about the other one. And if
this was like this
the
week,
next day it was an incredibly positive thread about the SCL live shout out. Crap.
Yeah. So this was this week.
Kind of crazy how different the 2 days were.
See, you got a good thread. I never got one.
Yeah, I don't get them usually. I wouldn't call it a good thread. There was just nobody in there being a dick, essentially.
Yeah. I've been called a neckbeard. I don't know if you can see my neckbeard. I
have more hair on my neck than you.
Yeah. So I need to find a treadmill. My videos stink of cigarettes, and I need to I don't know, take a shower. I'm so fat, blah blah blah.
Oh, the shower one was probably for me. That's me. I'm the
no,
one
it was for me.
Shower.
It was actually for me. So yeah, it's fun to a degree, but also like, come on, guys, like you do what we do, and try to entertain people and try to talk about topics that most other content creators don't talk about. Not because they are trying to shell for CAG, like most people are saying, but because they don't see those issues or those things as topics that they should talk about.
I don't agree with that statement. I think a lot of content creators take the look at and I feel this way about your content sometimes. I have a hard, and we've spoken about this. Sometimes I have a hard time watching it because I think you, at least in the videos that I have watched, and we've talked about this before, like, Mike, you only watch these types of videos of mine. You don't watch the other
you get
good
linked
ones.
those videos, and then I send you some like funny videos and some cool videos, and you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm gonna see you like fucking rant for an hour, and I'm gonna react to that. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, of course. But the I think that's kind of the way the community looks at both of us too, is they only see that side of it, and they will not, and the community has no, they take things way too seriously, so they have no respect for anybody who just wants to sit back and make fun of the fucking bad situation we're in. And if you don't look at this as a bad situation, I don't know, open your eyes, right? Like, it's 10 years, nobody, not anyone at the company, not a single person who backed for however long they did, thought we would be in the boat that we're in every single year that we are. It just, it's nothing that crossed anyone's mind. And then the ones who do are, I guarantee I can go back to threads 10 years ago, and then they would say, well, yeah, this tech is just 2 years away. Guarantee. Right?
Yeah.
You can't repeat what CIG says and as fact. It just, because it isn't.
I mean, you can, and it's going to earn you a lot of views. We know that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Both you and I know that.
Let me get back to the point I was actually trying to make. The reason that sometimes I have a hard time watching the videos that I have watched of yours is they're very like hardline. This is shit, and there isn't a playfulness or light parts of it. Like, it's fuck this, right? And people don't necessarily want to come to a YouTube video and get depressed. I'm not, depressed is the wrong word.
I mean, okay.
And
I understand that.
And you don't have, hold on, you don't have to defend yourself here, because I'm
no,
I'm not criticizing your videos. It may sound that way. I'm trying to take the line of why people look at you and I in the way that they do, is they don't want to hear, I don't want to say the word the truth, because it's not the truth. It's the way we feel in the moment. They don't want to hear something that is contradictory to the way they feel about the game. Or they just don't want to have any criticism or any negativity in their life, because they have so much in their normal life or whatever, and they come to YouTube for happy time. And I think a lot of content creators take the line of, I want to provide happy time for people, regardless of how I may actually feel, or the situation of things, is that they just want to create a safe and happy place for people. And that's how they harbor communities. And that's fine. I think myself and probably yourself as well, are people seem to appreciate for me, like, I hear a lot of the balance takes. Like, Mike will say something when he thinks it's bad, but he will also appreciate something when he thinks it's good. And I'm sure you get a lot of comments like that as well, right? And it's just to each their own. And I have a hard time. Sometimes I criticize people who defend CIG by using CIG's words exclusively, and I criticize people who will criticize anybody who criticizes CIG. But if you want to make more positive content and take that route, I won't criticize you, because,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not like, I had those issues with my community. Well, not my community, but some people in my community that would just say that, for example, Board Gamer or Space Tomato, who I love, they're like CAG shills and all of that. And I was like, dudes, like, do you see the amount of views that Board Gamer gets per video? And also, he has a sponsor for most of his videos. Why would he be paid by CAG? What's the point? Like, he doesn't need that money. Like, and even if he does, how much do you think they're like gonna pay him for for each video? It's just like stupid. So I'm honestly sick and tired of defending them, and also I don't see like I gotta defend myself from like time to time. Like for example, the issue with us is, especially with me, my videos on like that. I saw somebody said drama videos in chat. They're not really drama videos, but some of my videos, I don't know if it's the thumbnail or whatever, what I said in the video could be considered as drama videos, and somebody's gonna see one of them and they're gonna be like, okay, so this is all his content.
Exactly.
And that's just stupid. Like last week, you watched my video. Should you buy Star Citizen in 2023? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Did I say like I wasn't?
You started
chilling?
with the negative, which I would have gone the
And you know
opposite
why?
way, only because you might turn people off to your videos because of that. But yeah.
But you know why
But
I
that's
did that?
probably a better-
I did that. Yeah, I did that because if somebody's gonna click off and not buy the game, and like that, if he sees that at the start, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm not buying the game. Like he already made up his mind before even watching my video,
Mhm.
right? So me being like, oh, you can do this at the start, and then like in the end saying, but this is the issue. It's like, what's the point then? At least from my perspective, you can do it both ways. But my perspective was like, I should talk about the negatives first, and then let's talk about the positives, which are, for me, are like much more than the negatives. Like you have much more positives than the negatives. That's why I'm playing the game. That's why I'm making the content on the game, which people don't understand.
Let me stop you here because this is the most misconstrued and understanding of Star Citizen content and I think gaming content in general that people don't understand. I see a Twitch chat comment. Drama sells better in general.
It does
and now there's a reply. Social media in a nutshell. Look at the creators in the Star Citizen space and then compare them to myself and Grumpy Eye. And the views that are on the videos, the views on live streams, and like my overall subscriber number, if other people share their subscriber numbers for the same CCVs and things like that, way lower. If drama sold, I would be way more. I would be starting drama with every Star Citizen content creator.
I will be buying COG right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It doesn't. People in the Star Citizen space don't want to hear reality. They just want to think everything is great. Okay? So trust me when I tell you, it doesn't sell, and it's way harder to do this than anything else. And like, I'm not responding. I will respond to this comment. I had the most views during CitizenCon, and I will say you have no clue how anything works, and you have no idea why that happened. And I'm not going to share to you why, because it's my little secret. But that happened for no reason other than
Chris is his dad, and that's why.
Then it's got nothing to do with my type of content or drama. I'll tell you that, and I'll leave it at that. Okay.
Yeah, and people, I wanted to say, like you said that like some things that we say, and I would agree with that, are not necessarily true. That's just how we feel. But also, people don't really like hearing the truth, because like if you take a look at
the truth, though, because your
I know I
are
see
not
that
the truth, and neither are mine.
But what do you say about the Golgots video for like Star Citizen server meshing, for example?
That specific video,
as an example,
most of his videos are clips of things, and then there's some context actually left out. And the server meshing
for
video
some of
was
them,
the biggest proponent, like the worst version of that. Like
maybe I got the word.
I went to the video and I was like, let me watch the rest of this clip, and they do not make it sound as like promisey or this is gonna happen as the clip. Like the clip cut off and left out a lot of context there, and I was like, whoa, oops, ooh, and you should have added this in and that in, and like, listen, Galgot's a human
Yeah,
being.
there is one where
Nobody's
he
perfect.
skipped. There is one where he skipped the planet sec and all that, and I was
Yep.
just like, why would you do that?
do
But
that?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
But in general, it highlights how ridiculous this company is, and
yes,
I would say that's the truth. But I would say
yes,
our videos are not Galgot's videos. Galgot does not say anything in them. He just posts, here's something, make your own conclusions. Where
yeah.
we come to our conclusions. So that's why I don't like
Okay.
the word the truth, right? Because
Yeah.
it's our
Well,
conclusions.
that's why I said like for the majority of time we do say like we state our feelings basically,
Yeah.
but some of my videos, most of my videos in the last I don't know how long, like not the crafting video, but like the other ones. I use the same tool as Golgot is using, Star Archives or Starchives, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you can search all the everything that they said since the start.
Yep.
And I use that at the start of the video, and then I give people my conclusion and my assumptions, what's going to happen in the future, or what's happening right now.
Yep.
So you get both, basically. That's the point. And people don't even like the truth. That's the issue. Like even if you like, it just gave them that. You remember my video that I had about ships that were postponed with the music and just like it was like 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
That was basically a Golgot's video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just that. People attacked me for that. But guys, like I just like showed you that they started something and then like postponed it, and it's on the progress tracker, off the progress tracker, on the progress tracker like a couple of times, and in the end like
Does it bother you?
they said something else.
Does it bother you when they do that?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because it I want to see more progress. So when we had the Legionnaire on the progress tracker.
I mean, when people get mad about those types of videos.
Oh no, I don't care. Honestly,
Okay.
I have in my community Discord. I have a channel for hilarious comments, and
Yeah.
whenever somebody we just post those comments, and it's just funny.
You know what? I think I'm gonna steal that idea because I just post them in our Star Citizen general, and I think it'll be fun.
It goes away. That's why I don't have it in the general chat.
Yeah, exactly. Because I love doing that. It's my favorite thing. Post a video and then like, here's Idiot of the Day. Here's the Idiot of the Day award. Here you go. I
Exactly.
have one. I have one today. I'll find it while we're talking.
All right.
It's really funny. It's the guy. It's one of the guys who actually believed that that I was getting paid. I knew they paid you. That's why you became a soft hamster.
What does that even mean?
Soft, I think, means that I'm no longer like hardline your shit CIG.
Okay.
And hamster means like I'm going through the wheel and just going through the motions every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I was just like, I just finished a 15-hour shift at my job. If I was getting paid at CIG, do you really think I would be going to this shitty fucking job? Miserable?
Exactly.
Like, are you kidding me? Oh, it pissed me off so much. That one, that's a YouTube comment that I just like wanted to punch a hole through my screen. Oh my God. Because I am exhausted right now. I'm so upset of just like,
I mean, why would you
everything that happened
care?
yesterday.
Honestly, it's just people, dude.
No,
Like,
I know. It's just that moment. It was just like, I still work, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
When that happened on Reddit a couple of days ago, when they posted the thumbnails of my videos, I like the only comment I made there, I was like, "Why didn't you post the videos?"
Wait,
And then the response, "Yeah."
Tell me more about this threat. What was this all about? What was even the?
It was about I made a second channel on YouTube, and I'm like posting stream clips there.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me who do I, because I was talking about Todd Pappy and how I like him and how like I trust that guy, and I want to like every time when he speaks I want to hear everything that
he just says we're working
Todd
on it all
Pappy?
the time. Yeah, it's a joke
Yeah,
in
but
my
you can
community.
see like from like from time to time you can see that he's like really aggravated by the status of the company and like how nothing works basically and how he needs to
Yeah.
wait for something, and like you can
He
see
has the
in his
shittiest
face.
job. He has the
Yeah.
shittiest job in the entire company because it's his job to make the PU good, and all of the resources are on Squadron 42. They're literally like, you over there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you
go
can
back to
see
your office.
that he doesn't like it.
No.
And then I went off and I was talking about John Crew and how I don't trust him because he said a lot of things and he changed like his statements a lot of times now. And I was talking about modularity. And
I think
the
he
next
gets
video,
more of a bad rap than because of the way
I don't know
his
the guy.
demeanor.
Yeah, I don't know the
people
guy.
don't like him because he's dry.
Dry?
Dry
In
and
what sense?
like, you know how he just kind of talks like this and he just seems miserable all the time?
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Me
I mind
neither,
that
but
like
people don't like him because of that.
Yeah. So he said in Q4, and you can see that in Golgot's video. He said in Q4 of 2020, I think, or no, 2021, that modularity is not being worked on because the people that should work on modularity are working on server meshing, which doesn't really make sense to me at least. But then, like Q1 next year, he said that people that are working, that are supposed to work on modularity, are working on theaters of war. And then Q2 or 3, he says that like he said something else again, like some other people are supposed to work. It's not these people that he already mentioned. And like that's why I said I don't really trust him, and that was the thumbnail. I don't trust John Crew. And they posted that, and like if you post a video, you have proof of what, like why I feel like I can't trust John Crew.
Why are you making these drama videos, man? Why are you making all this? That is a drama thumbnail, though. But that's one thing that people won't.
But it's a second channel, and I wanted to fucking jumpstart it because it's not really doing that great.
And that's what people don't understand is you can't do anything on YouTube without creating thumbnails that are like that make you want to click it for whatever reason. Do you want to click it because you're like it pissed you off, or did you want to click it because it seems really exciting? Like the videos that seem really exciting get better clicks than the drama ones. But if you're going to talk about a video about John Crew and how you don't trust him, you're going to make a clicky thumbnail. Like you're going to make a drama thumbnail, and anyone who's ever made a YouTube video that's put time into it that nobody watched after would understand the pain. None of us want to make these thumbnails, but you have to. It's just part of the game.
Exactly. I had a video that I spent like 5 days on, and it had like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not including the time that I spent to record everything in the game. I'm just like editing, scripting, editing more, finding music, trying to like make it all work and flow. And it was like 4 or 5 days, and I was like fucking wasted. And I was so excited that I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, and then like 1,200 views.
Classic YouTube moment.
The next video where I was just like screaming at the microphone, fucking 8,000 views.
Yep. It makes no sense.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
But then
like the thumbnail was better, I guess.
Probably when you spend 5 hours on your next video, it might get a lot of views. It's like none of it. It feels like none of it makes sense. It all actually does make sense, but it's just hard to tell what's going on sometimes. But yeah, I think people don't appreciate or understand what it's like to try to do those things, and most people don't want to try to do those things. And I always talk, like when I bring people on that are streamers or do YouTube content, I always talk to them about it because I try to educate at least anybody who's watching that a little bit of what it's like, because it's not it's definitely never as easy as people think it is. It's not hard. Like this shit
it's a desk job.
I'll take this shit over anything I've ever done, but at the same time, there's some things you got to do that aren't things you want to do, you know, and that's it.
Yes.
For me, it's the thumbnails.
Yeah.
It's the most annoying thing.
I can't wait to like reach that level where I can just like get people to make thumbnails for me, honestly. At least thumbnails. I'm going to edit everything, but like...
Yeah, but you still have to like approve them. And you're still going to have to make a thumbnail that pisses people off.
Yes. But at least somebody else is gonna do it. I don't care.
True. Thumbnails are the bane of my existence. I hate them so much.
Yeah. Oh, I got Mid Journey, so that's really helpful. That's the AI thing.
I made a Banu in Midjourney, like with my trial. I never paid for it,
Oh,
but I did the
I'm
trial.
using it in all of my thumbnails now.
Really?
It's fun. Yeah. Like it's easier than just going and trying to search for a good screenshot or a good like JPEG that they posted online, like CG posted, so you can have it in the background.
Yeah, because you don't want to use anybody else's stuff for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with that is like they're using other people's stuff to make that art. It's what it feels like. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it feels icky.
I have a question for you that like doesn't have anything to do with this. When do you see 4.0 happening?
I don't like answering these questions. Like people of the people in your Twitch chat or your YouTube chat and stuff, they always ask stupid questions like this. It's not a stupid question in that way. I mean, it's like, how do you answer that question? Right?
No, how do you feel? Like I didn't ask you like when it's going, like when is it going to happen, but like how do you like when do you think it's going to happen?
I don't think about it.
Okay.
Like I honestly don't care. Because 4.0 provides nothing to me. Nothing, like all of the things that come with the number 4 that make it 4.0, server meshing, pyro, mean nothing to me. It's
until you see them.
No, I don't. What does it matter? What makes Star Citizen more fun if it is still a shittier version of Stanton with nothing to do? Right? So for me, I don't even think about 4.0. I don't think about server meshing. I don't think about any of the bullshit tech that they talk about. All I think about is, how are you going to make the actions that I partake in the game, whether it's bounty hunting, mining, salvage, cargo hauling, any PvP, how are you going to make those things mean something? How are you going to make them matter? And how are you going to make me, while I'm at my dumb job that I hate so much, think about what I'm going to do when I get home and why I can't wait to get back to Star Citizen? And nothing about visuals of a stupid pirate system will do any of that for me. It's all like economy, crafting, territory control, orgs, all that stuff. Like, so what all this road to 4.0, that bunker, that big ass bunker, the only exciting thing about that to me was that there were hangars there. So when I leave my ship, a ship can't point nose down and destroy it. That was the only takeaway from that I thought was positive. Aside from that, crappy missions with AI will be there, with the AI the way it is and all that stuff. Like it means nothing to me.
Well, I mean, with server meshing, we might get like more a better tick rate. So AI
you might get a better tick rate. You might get a better tick rate. You're probably going to get more players that you're interacting with in an area. But if those player interactions don't matter, and if doing the missions against the AI have no purpose and no meaning, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
I want to play a video game. I don't want to play a, see guys, look, we can make Star Citizen. That's what 4.0 is, right? That's really what 4.0 is. It's the proof that they can make it.
I can argue that there's going to be like some aspects of territory control with 4.0, with orgs taking like.
But why?
Blocking the way on the jump gates.
Sure.
For example.
But why?
Why not?
Exactly, but that's it. The only thing is, why not? Every other game, it's like I'm doing it not because why not? I'm doing it
to get some money or whatever. Yes,
there's a gameplay mechanic around it. Like the idea of every Star Citizen is just a bunch. Everyone who plays Star Citizen and says I can do all these things, you're literally LARPing. You're just you're just pretending. It's all pretend. When the video game drives the interaction for you to do that, where it's like, I want to achieve this goal in the game, and here's why. That's what I'm looking for. When you're going out and just pretending to be a pirate, Like this is no offense to those pirate orgs out there, because I think what they do is very cool, but you're just pretending right now.
Yeah.
Right? PvPers, PK, you're all just pretending. Miners, cargo haulers, ship enthusiasts, it's all just pretend. The only one that's not pretend is if there is a leaderboard in Arena Commander Racing. That will be the first thing that is not pretend. You are competing against other people. And
that's true.
And you are going to jump in the game and try to improve your score every day, and you're going to be excited about that, and there's going to be guide video, you're going to learn how to race better, there's going to be communities built around it. That is the first gameplay ever in Star Citizen. And people keep going, why do you keep talking about racing? That's probably why. It's legitimately the first gameplay in the game that exists. Truly and honestly.
Which game loop, or what kind of a game loop would you like to see? Because like economy is not, like, we don't know what Tony Z is, so we're going to wait for that for a while. Which kind of a game loop would you like to see in Star Citizen?
I think like that isn't already there.
Yes.
I think salvaging, like real true salvaging. It doesn't have to be like hard space shipbreaker necessarily, but the what I would love to see is, maybe this isn't salvaging, but like a real true like loot mechanic where but lore is also involved in it in a way, or game knowledge where, okay, I take these specific missions, or I go to this certain area and interact or fight against these AI because I know there's a potential chance to drop this useful item or component
That you can use for crafting, maybe?
No, it doesn't even have to be for crafting. It could be like a really good quantum drive or a certain weapon off of an NPC ship.
Yeah, okay, right? Yeah, sure.
Like classic MMO experiences. I fight these mobs because these mobs drop this thing. It could be a crafting material, or it could be an item. It could be a gun. It could be a sword. It could be a quantum drive. It could be.
We might see that this year, though, because you know that they're working on the meshing inside the ships. So
they're
at
also
some point,
reworking the loot table. They said the thing is if you look at the current game, unless somebody is looking at every item in the game and making them not shit or not very similar across the board from each other, I don't think they're doing that. Again, it comes down to that big, like, this is what I need in the game. What I was saying before is, look at all the FPS armor. Look at all the FPS weapons. It's all the same.
They're all the same.
They're all the same. Even the weapons, even though they sound, shoot, and feel very different, the experience is actually quite similar. You click the button for about the same amount of time, and the person goes down. There's no, like, ammo doesn't play a role in how it interacts with the player's armor. The armor is specifically that fake armor that we have on our ships. It's just damage reduction. And it's like 20, 30, 40% or whatever, right? Between light, medium, and heavy. That's it. There's no nuance. There's no interesting elements to it. Like somebody mentioned Level Cap's video on the FPS weapons. It makes it kind of seem like these are incredibly unique weapons from a player experience, but it's really only an incredibly unique experience from animation, art, sound, and that's about it for right now.
That's it, yeah.
And that's, again, it's okay. Star Citizen is in this proof of concept phase. See, guys, we can do it. You said it was impossible. That's what their goal is right now, is to prove that it's not impossible. I need for their goal to be, we can also, at the same time as proving it's not impossible, make it a lot more fun. And that's my anger around the game all the time, is there seems like there's some kind of low-hanging fruit options to make the game more fun, and they just don't take those routes, and it can be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, I'm asking that because I'm about to, like, after this stream, I'm going to make a stream where I'm going to ask my community exactly that. Like, what would you like to see now in Star Citizen? Like, how can Star Citizen feel like there's a point to there's a reason to play it, right? And that's like one of the better answers, I guess, that I'm gonna get. Like some people are gonna say like, "Oh, cargo refactor, blah blah," but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if we had different armor, like do you know what the best armor is right now in the game?
It's as far as I'm aware, it would be there. There really isn't a
This is a trick
best.
question, by the way.
Yeah, it's a trick question because they're all heavy armors are the same
They're all the same.
except for the fact that the big balloony Michelin Man one is good with, if you're in a hot area, so it has that extra
Yeah,
element to it, and
yeah,
some of them might have a little bit more ability to carry a few
yes,
extra things, but
yeah,
again, that's not super relevant if none of the items that you're carrying really matter. Right? Like,
yeah.
how epic of a moment is it when you down somebody? You like this can't happen at the moment, but you down somebody, you open their inventory, and bam, like there's like the best gun in the game, or they have really good ammo, and you loot that from them, right?
The best
Like
that
that's
you
a
can
moment
find
I'm
right now
waiting
is a
for.
skinned weapon, and that's it. Like a
Yeah, and
weapon with
again,
a
it's
skin.
just art. It's just art. It
Yeah,
doesn't mean
it's just
it's
art.
like
Yeah,
I stole your shit and you don't have it anymore, and that's like not good.
yeah.
That's not a good experience for the person who died, and in the end, it's a very unrewarding experience for the person. It's a rewarding experience in the short term, but like in the long term, it's not a rewarding experience for the player who
So
actually won the fight.
it was a trick question because some items are actually like impenetrable. So if you
Yeah, the
have a
Pico.
metagun, yeah, the Pico, whatever you carry on your armor is basically the best armor that you have,
Yep.
like the guns, etc. So yeah, that also needs to change.
Yeah. There's so many. There's like bugs are going to be bugs. That's fine. Or like them overlooking something sometimes is
Yeah,
fine. It just very much bothers me when, and this is something where about like going all the way back to your crafting video. If they don't continue to iterate on what they added into these ships, in the short term, and I mean like in the next year, like little things each patch, adding some things we can craft or whatever. Maybe taking the Carrack and adding one of these features to it in that one room that nobody ever uses, right? Like there's options that they can take.
yeah.
Um, I would that's when I would get really pissed off. Same with the cargo
Well,
refactor. Same with the idea that they talked about these mining missions. If they don't do it in a reasonable like period of time, which it would be like the next patch, because they really should only be talking about stuff that they're working on in the next patch. Like I think this road to 4.0 shit is so ridiculous because I argue so hard for the choices that they made with the roadmap. And like, yes, they called us roadmap watchers and all this stuff, but to not know
mhm.
what's in 319 is such a good thing, because if we knew what was in it and what was falling out of it at the moment because they were late on 318, the only experience we have is negative. And them just going so far in the future all the time is something that I have a hard time dealing with. I love the idea of just talk about what we're getting in the next patch. So if you're talking about mining missions, bro, I better be getting those in 319 whenever that drops. Or at
But
least it
like
better be part of
from
your plan.
experience, that's not going to happen. That's probably going to happen in the patch after that,
Maybe,
right?
and
That like
I
that's
hate that.
at least my experience. But like, see, you made a point where like if they continue uh, working on a mechanic,
Hmm.
but what happened with the inventory system? It got
Yeah,
introduced
that's what I'm saying. If
315.
that happens again, that cannot happen anymore. You cannot do 315 and then in 318 fix the feedback that we gave to you in 315. That like
Yeah,
the thing is, Grumpy, that is actually
it's pissed
the
off.
it's so pissed off. There's nothing I'll
I
get pissed
know.
off more than
Me
this,
too. I know.
because that is just action feedback. That's
Yeah.
not even making the tier 1 or the next level of that system, right?
Yeah.
Like the cargo refactor is not us giving feedback on the cargo refactor. Cargo refactor is we made one SU boxes physicalized. That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's no refactor in reality. They refactored the cargo. So that's why they call
Yes.
it that. But there's a lot of other elements that come in. They talked about freight elevators. They talked about ship tractor beams and all these other things. If you don't do that, and if those things aren't coming in the next patch, what are you doing? Right? And
Yeah.
like the loot thing, like, dude, this is so broken. This is so unplayable, unusable, and it took you 3 patches.
Did you try looting in 318 though? Like loading a guy into your ship?
Yeah,
Move all does not work.
I've had no issues with it.
You gotta drag like item by item.
Oh,
If the guy has anything attached to his armor, you can't use the move all button, unfortunately.
Okay, but there is a move all button that isn't just move his undersuit and then everything goes over.
It doesn't work like that, fortunately. Try it in 318.
Okay, maybe it's more recently it's not working, but it worked for me
every time with every patch that I played in 318, I had the same issue. I tried it every patch.
Okay, I had no problem with it, so that's interesting.
Like once you detach the weapons and the consumables that he has on his armor, then you can click the move all. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Twitch chat. That's a skill issue, Grumpy. You're just gonna have to get
better.
Issue. Okay.
Sure.
You're just gonna have to get better at looting. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What do you think of I think the most controversial element of somewhat recent Star Citizen stuff? What do you think of the skills? We haven't talked to each other since they talked about skills at Citizen.
Yeah, I don't know.
To me, you give me the impression that you do not like RPG stuff coming into Star Citizen. Okay, talk to me about it.
Well, first of all, I don't like it because that wasn't the original idea.
Agreed.
The original idea was something completely else, and we bought into the original idea, and now it's changing. Secondly, giving an advantage to somebody that goes around the verse and just crouches all the time to get like his stamina up or whatever.
Yeah, listen, if I kill you and I teabag you, it's not toxic, okay? I'm just working on my skills, all right?
Yeah. If you like pass out before the other guy when you're like pulling G's and trying to PvP him, and he doesn't pass out because he has that skill upgraded, not gonna like it. Honestly,
that's the one that I am for the kind of passive skill gain thing. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but when you do add that piece to it, it is a little bit like, ooh, how much of an advantage is this going to be? Because I've actually been like learning a little bit and trying to get good, and you're on the edge when you're fighting of blacking out quite often in the current experience. Yes. So that's a pretty big advantage.
Yes.
Even if it's a slight one.
I could be okay with running for a longer duration of time, but running faster, for example, would not be a good choice for me. Like,
yeah, I don't think they're doing that.
Introducing, I'm just saying that as like
the examples of what you would like
as an example. Yeah, so it will be okay if you can run for a longer duration of time, so somebody can catch up to you at some point. He can still shoot you, but if you fucking zoom around the place because you have that stat up, that's stupid. So if they do something like that, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna make a drama video about it probably.
Drama thumbnail.
Yes.
What would your drama thumbnail look like? Tell me.
I don't know. It would be probably something like from Midjourney, something completely stupid with 1,000 fingers.
Yeah.
Because whenever you
make the best thumbnails for me.
Thank you.
You know why? Because you just have like a really good camera. You have the bokeh in the background or whatever it's called, like where the background's a little faded.
Okay.
And
so when you make a thumbnail
of a video that I watch it's so easy. Where other people, it's because usually it's people seem to like the interactions between you and I for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Well, you're salty, I'm grumpy, so that's why.
Exactly. So we just
but
we can also hug.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. It's funny, but for whatever reasons, I guess the reason I like, because I just take a picture of you, and then that's what the video's about. I don't have to think about the thumbnail when I watch one of your videos. It's great.
Yeah,
it's easy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a good cam.
it's
It's
very
bought
good.
by
Yeah,
my patrons.
very nice. So you guys, Grumpy on a at least weekly basis tells
Dude, you
me,
gotta make a fucking Patreon
yeah. So the same way,
and post your referral link.
Yep. The same way that I tell everybody to make a YouTube channel, Grumpy's been like, you got to make a Patreon, or at the very least, like channel members, I guess, on YouTube.
Yeah.
And merch. You got to do these things. Like, you want to stay, he's been really, really pushing me. And I don't know.
See, like,
merch
I got pushed into making.
Merch is
sorry
coming.
to cut you off. Merch is coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that what you sent me? Is that your merch, or is it just something that you found?
Oh, I don't know what I sent you.
Don't be a salty bitch thing.
Oh no, that's just something that I found. That's been like a shirt that's been around the internet for years and years and years.
So I made Patreon, I made the merch, I made everything because my community asked for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that your community is asking for that. So why not give them that?
Merch they ask because I want it to be good. So I've been trying to make it for a while, but if you kind of look at my current like logo or some of the stuff that I have, I'm not really proud of it. It's just my face, and I don't see anybody really wanting to wear like my logo of my face on a shirt and things like that. So I've just kind of been, I want it to be not perfect, but I don't want it to be what it is now. So
yeah,
the only person who there's a guy in chat who took my logo, blew it up, and wore it at CitizenCon in the UK as me, and I was not there, but he walked around with my logo as his face the entire CitizenCon, and yeah, so that's why he was like, "What the hell?" in chat. But yeah,
yeah, I mean that's why I didn't make. I just made one hoodie and nobody bought it with Grumpy Eye logo and Grumpy Eye, and that's it.
Nobody's buying that
the rest
stuff.
of them is just like something that was either funny or just like something that you would wear. That's it, and that's what you got to do.
Yep.
And like so maybe I have like on my t-shirts I have like a small Grumpy Eye logo here, and that's it.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of I have a final logo, and then a member of my community came with another one, and I like that one too. So now there's like two that I could use, and yeah. So now it's a matter of like just actually making it and choosing a good distributor or whatever. So
yeah,
I'm very close to that, and yeah. So I'm.
But if you really want to leave your job and like take this full time, then like channel members and Patreon and all of that, and that's
I mean that's how it is. It
is how it is. I don't listen. I don't like it honestly. I don't
like having to rely on other people.
Also, I don't like begging people for money. So that's why I always say, if you want to support me, you can support me there, and that's it. But also, like when I started doing that, honestly, I felt like a piece of shit for like asking people to like support me on Patreon for like doing YouTube videos. Exactly. But also, that's how the world fucking works now.
But dude, it's the people who say that this wouldn't be possible. Those are the ones that piss me off, bro. Yes. You are in your bedroom editing YouTube videos. Guess what, buddy? It would be fucking possible if you didn't have Patreons because you did it before you had them.
Well,
that's what bothers me about it.
For me, I wouldn't pay the rent, honestly. So that's it is really helpful.
But of course. But if you really loved it, you at the end of your job, you would come and edit for a few hours, like you did before. Like most of people did before they ended up in these situations. So that's that. When they say this wouldn't be possible, that's the only thing that I'm like, bro, shut up. Okay, yes, it would be. All right, just say exactly what you said. I'm here on YouTube making this stuff. If you want to support me, here are your choices. Right?
Yes.
And I think that that's totally fine.
And people are going to do that. And honestly, like, thank me later, basically.
You got to understand my personal apprehension though is I've worked in the casino for 15 years. I
Mm-hmm.
made $5 an hour or less for 15 years. And all of the money I made hourly was from someone else. And they dangle that shit over your head. And they
Yeah.
know that you need them, and they hold it against you. So when, like, how many times do people announce their exit from being a subscriber from your channel or being a Patreon or being a, and what I mean by announce my exit is, SaltEMike, you know what? Your content is just too salty. I don't like it anymore. I'm not watching it. And it's like, dude, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. And they kind of hold that over your head. And I've had that experience my entire life in the casino, and it's one of the most depressing, frustrating, and difficult things to deal with. Is you're
is.
being in this case of like, hey, I'm leaving your channel because I don't appreciate the way you make content, is actually feedback, and it's a good thing. But
Yes.
the way people treat you in a casino that way is they know you need it, so they treat you like shit. It's like a power struggle between you and them. And yeah, it's
Well, people are
you
still gonna
feel
do that
so
on
gross.
Patreon too.
Yeah.
They did it to me. I made a video when like I'm gonna try not to demonetize you when the incident in the upper regions of Europe between two
Yeah.
countries happens. Yes. So I made a video about my war experiences because there were like 3 fucking wars in my country.
Yeah, you're Serbian,
Like from
right?
the time that yeah. So most of the Serbian people that were supporting me on Patreon, that were working outside Serbia, blah blah. Most of them stopped supporting me because of that video, because I sided with the defenders, of course, as you should. And then like they started like shit talking behind my back, and like apparently nothing that I ever did was fine. They just supported me because like whatever. And it's just like people are gonna do that, and that's how it is. But at least like I can tell you this from my experience: whenever somebody unsubscribes from YouTube or Patreon or whatever, there's gonna be like 10 of them that are gonna subscribe because of that same video.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
And if people want to support you like for what you do, that's amazing.
Exactly. But
Honestly,
I'm just framing it that way is so you understand my
no, I
apprehension.
understand, dude. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Like I had those issues with people for most of my life since like my first album that I produced it when I was like 17, and then I started doing this with like when I was 34. So I had those issues with people with clients in my studio all the fucking time.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So I completely understand how it works, but still. I'm telling you from experience, like you're a bigger streamer, you're a bigger YouTuber, you're gonna make it basically.
Yeah, maybe.
But like,
it's just a matter. Like, I agree with you. It's not that big of a deal to say, hey guys, if you want to support me, here you go.
yeah.
Like for example, I don't really have an issue with doing this. Any Twitch primers, if you do have a Twitch Prime available, please feel free to use it here. Thank you. Check your Twitch Prime, right? Like it's because it's kind of a joke.
See, I did
it's kind
that.
Of funny.
Yeah, I did that like 2 days ago because I basically just made the Twitch channel.
Yeah.
I did that and I felt so fucking stupid, honestly.
Yes,
and then like people told me, no, don't feel stupid.
But then
fine.
Immediately somebody gifts you a sub, and it's just like, it's so dumb. But yeah,
you just got one, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So it's saying it reminds people to do it, and I think some people appreciate it because they forget or whatever. But it's it is one of those things where, it can. It's a weird.
At least from
dynamic.
my understanding, because I have no idea how Twitch works still.
Okay.
It should be like free for them. If you have like Amazon Prime, it's free for you.
Well, yeah,
it's
if
not
you
free?
have Amazon Prime, you're paying for Amazon Prime, so it's not free.
Yeah.
But you pay like $100+ for Amazon Prime, and the value of a Twitch Prime sub is $5, right? So but you have 12 months that you can use that Prime, so it's valued at 60. So a good percentage of a Twitch user's Twitch Prime subscription is that Prime sub that they can give to their and support the creator that they like. But at the same time, you also get the other benefits of Amazon Prime. So you can watch the shows, which are some of them are kind of decent, and then obviously the free shipping that you get in 1 day shipping or same day shipping that you get.
Thank you for that, because I had no idea. And then you got
so people
another
say it's
Prime
free,
subscribe.
But obviously you're paying for it.
Yeah,
nothing's free. Thank you for the primes, everybody. Yes, very much. So it's like it's one of those things where it's I have a hard time with it though, especially in the YouTube channel, because maybe I'm not on Twitch. I think I'm kind of happy with my content. On YouTube, I'm still not where making the kind of content I want to make as much.
But look, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can feel. I felt dirty. I felt like I shouldn't be doing that, but people fucking asked me for that. And I made it because of them. And then I started mentioning it in every video. So like I can thank the supporters, but also I wanted to like try to share that I have a Patreon or whatever YouTube membership.
Mm-hmm.
And people still want to do that. So like if they want to support you because they like you, they're going to support you. And that's it. They're going to find a way anyway. Hey, Lola.
Yeah, she's back. Yeah, so do you guys know that Grumpy's dog is named Lola and my cat's name is Lola? You guys know that? Interesting fact.
We are brothers.
We
basically.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's something I've always struggled with just because of my experiences in the casino industry. Man, the stories
it's understandable.
They know you. There was one guy who just like lost it. He had enough, and he was like, you think I can't say anything or do anything because you think I need this job, but I don't care anymore. So keep talking and you're going to find out what happens. And I was like, oh shit, dude, calm down. You're going to get arrested. It's, it's not just about like defending yourself. Like at this point, you're going to get arrested. But
if you knew how many people I booted out of my studio, you would be like laughing right now. Yeah.
Interacting with people just sucks. People suck.
Yes.
That's why the internet's nice, I think. It's because you're in your room by yourself, and people on the internet suck even more than people in real life because they have they can hide behind their screen names or whatever. But in the end, they're not like in front of you, so it's just different.
Yeah. And also, you can build a community around you, like you did, like I did.
There's way more cool people than there amazing. Are shitty ones, right?
Yeah.
I had 2 shit comments on the YouTube video of reacting to SCL. There were 100 good ones,
Yeah.
But the 2 always stick out because those are the biggest idiots of the group.
But why would you care?
I don't. I actually don't care. It's more for just like you see this fucking guy? Look at this idiot. It's just exactly like why you have that Discord channel. Nobody cares, but it's funny. Look at this dumbass.
Yeah.
You believe this guy? He actually believes it. But yeah.
Somebody said that he wants to make a song with me.
Nice. Should try. Well, I was going to ask you this, and this I guess will be a good spot to end it. Where do you see yourself and your content in 5 years? Essentially what I'm asking is, when you set out to make your YouTube channel, when you set out to start streaming, when you set out to start doing this stuff, who inspired you, and what do you want your content to look like? I think you're clearly very creative, very talented. I think your editing's like really good. Like inspiring for me to do better.
Thank you.
But I assume if you're like any normal human being, you're always aspiring to do better and have places you would love to go with your channel that you haven't achieved yet. So what does Grumpy years from now look like?
Honestly,
what types
I
of
thought
videos?
about it, and I'm not sure. Like from time to time, like the last year's hiatus of batches and everything, I thought like, why didn't I make a fucking YouTube channel about music so I can just like do what I love and just like do videos on music and guitar and whatever instruments, etc. I can still do that, but like it's gonna be basically a part-time job. You gotta start the channel again over, like it's like I've started over many times in my life. Like I'm almost 36 now, and I have started over at least 7 times. I like had a studio, I didn't have a studio, I had another studio, didn't have a studio, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. So when I made this channel, I made it like out of a joke, so I can like just post like shit post basically some Star Citizen videos, and then people told me that I was funny. They started subscribing, and then I realized that I shouldn't be like on my couch making videos on the laptop and a shitty headset. I have all the equipment. Why not use it? And yeah, I started using it, and I was like, yeah, this is doing great. I like this. I like interacting with people. I like what I'm doing, but I don't like. I started seeing it as a journey, honestly. So I can't really tell you like I'm enjoying the journey right now. I can't really tell you where I see myself. I would love to expand the content. That's why I made the Twitch channel. That's why I migrated from YouTube to Twitch with streams and all of that. I want to expand and do other stuff. Like Star Citizen is not. Well, I don't know. When it comes to gaming, I want to play other games. For example, like did you play High on Life?
No.
Dude, it's amazing. It's like
Really?
Rick and Morty creators made a game. It's funny as hell. And don't stream it on YouTube. Don't post it on YouTube because you're gonna get like you're gonna be demonetized because of the language inside the game, basically.
Oh, and didn't that guy get canceled or whatever? The Rick and Morty guy for being weird.
I heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never watched Rick and Morty. Honestly, I didn't really like
neither.
it, but the game is really good. Like it's so funny. Like the game itself is you just shoot people that come at you, but it's really really funny. So you should try it. But yeah, Auburn just said in your chat that he played Squad with me a couple of days ago.
A clip of Squad from your Clips channel.
Yeah. I love Squad. I want to play DCS. I want to play other games. I want to play Starfield and like all the upcoming games. I want to play Space Engineers. I don't want to be just like a Star Citizen content creator. But the issue is, that's why I made the second channel. But the issue was whenever I posted my DCS videos, which were really well done and fun and exciting to watch, nobody wanted to watch them. Like the first video had like 4,000 views. The second one had like 2,000. The next one had like 500, and like the rest of them like 200 views. Because people don't really care. They subscribe because of Star Citizen. They want to see ships. They want to see stuff that like excites them about Star Citizen, and that's it. So I don't really know because like you know that like YouTube like restrains you to a bit, like restricts you or whatever the word is. You can't really do that that much on Twitch. I guess you can.
A little
you can
bit.
Play other games.
It's not the case. Like I don't have my view count up. So for example, there's 436 I see. When I'm doing commentary or reacts or talking about Star Citizen, my view count's somewhere around here. When I play the game, it drops down by 100, and when I play another game, it drops down by at least another 100 or 150, and I'm in the 100 viewer range. So in the same, I think people talk about the YouTube algorithm a lot, but the YouTube algorithm is just your viewers, right?
Yeah.
It's what your viewers are interested in, and Twitch, the exact same thing happens. So when you switch games and they're not interested in what you're watching, they leave. And the algorithm just says, okay, well, nobody's watching your shit, so I'm not going to share it with them. And that's basically
you can't really make him or like be pissed off at that because they want to do something else, and that's fine.
Exactly.
But at least you came to that point where you can like play another game and you're still going to have people watching. Like when we played Squad, at the start we were reacting to some Star Citizen videos. I think it was like a SC, and then we played Squad, and like I had like 80 people at the start, and then it dropped to like 20. That's a bummer, but also it was fun. I had fun with my friends, and that's it.
Yeah, it's my bread and butter is my bread and butter, but I need to have fun.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, I might as well just stay at my job because it's better money.
Yeah.
Much easier money, much better money. So if I'm just doing this for money and I'm only going to make the choices around what makes me the most money, guess what? The best choice is to go back to dealing poker. So I will stick to my bread and butter things, but I will also make sure that this is the dream job that I want it to be. And the only way for it to be the dream job that I want it to be is to share the things that I find fun and interesting and the games that I love with other people, you know?
Yeah. So I'm currently like working on that, like expanding a bit. So I'm making a script for a video why gaming doesn't really hit as it did before. Like it's not bad, but it's just like most of the games nowadays are just like copy pasted and they're like whatever. So I'm making that, comparing that to the music industry and to the entertainment industry and how like why everything happened like that. And I'm pretty sure, like, I know that I'm gonna edit the shit out of the video. I'm gonna do like a great job, and I'm gonna get like 1,000 views.
Yep.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. At some point, that could change, and I'm hopeful that like that will change at some point.
Exactly. And it just has to be framed in the right place. Like your Star Citizen channel is your Star Citizen channel. I think a good example is have you ever played WoW? No, you never played MMOs, right? There's a YouTuber who inspired me. I've never played WoW, okay? But I watched this guy's YouTube channel because I just think he's so interesting, and the way he works and just the way he runs his YouTube channel is very inspiring. And he's just like a WoW news guy, basically, and a lore guy. And I think some people will probably know who I'm talking about. We'll see if you guys can guess in the chat. The choices that he made was his main channel used to be called somebody got it, Bellular Gaming, I believe, and he changed his main channel name.
I was about to say the Yogscast.
Nah, he changed his main channel name to like Bellular World of Warcraft or something, and then his other channels where he talked about other games like Bellular Gaming, because everybody subscribed to the original channel because he was a World of Warcraft guy, right? So like one day SaltEMike or Grumpy Eye's channel might be called SaltEMike Star Citizen and Grumpy Eye Star Citizen, and then our channels where we play everything else might be renamed to just SaltEMike Plays or whatever. Those channels names would be called, but. Yeah, it's very interesting, the way that works, and but other than that, I don't know, man. I'm glad we talked, and I'm glad we talked in a way that was very different than last week. Last week was very stressful. But
honestly, it was fun until you said what was happening, and then like suddenly it wasn't. It was fun, like interacting with your chat and like having 500 people talk to you at the same time. So I can see why you like this, because I basically just started streaming like a month ago.
It's why I stream Star Citizen, or why I stream in this directory and talk about the game, because the people who come by are funny. They're willing to engage and have fun and post funny emotes or laugh about the situation that we're in. They don't take life too seriously. Some of them do, and they usually get timed out, and hopefully they learn their lesson or don't come back, because it's just not what I want here. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah. Again?
Your cat is yes.
Again? What is this? This is what happens when you're not paying attention to me. It's Dad, it's time to end the podcast. So with that, I guess, what are your channel names? What's your Twitch name? Like let everybody know where they can find all your stuff, and besides the video that you're going to be talking about gaming, do you have anything new coming up? Do you have any like giveaways you're doing or anything like that for people that
I don't like doing giveaways.
Neither do I, but some people do.
I did them. But my giveaways were stop it. My giveaways were like
are being bad.
Yeah, they were like I just like said some of you guys in this period of time are gonna get something, and that's it. And that's like I don't know. They just had to comment on my channel, and that's it.
Okay.
And I did like a comment, whatever. What's it called? My brain is not working. Also, I didn't sleep almost at all.
Same.
so I can make it today.
Same. The
So-
fact that we both survived this podcast is surprising.
Yeah, it's amazing. Roulette, that's the word. So
okay.
I use like a comment roulette, and I just like gave away like LTI tokens to like 10 or 15 people, and that's it.
Cool.
And yeah, it was like a celebration of 5,000 subscribers, and that's it. So I don't really do those, but my channels are Grumpy Eye on YouTube. I have a second channel now. It's Grumpier Eye. Eye.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good name.
And I made a TikTok. I'm not really active there. I fucking hate TikTok. Like whenever I open TikTok, my IQ just drops, and I don't like being there. And
I might be there soon.
Yeah, and I'm like I have it. I don't have it on my phone anymore. I have it on my PC. I'm just gonna post like video, like shorts, and that's it. The same shorts that go live on YouTube.
Same.
And my Twitch channel is Grumpy Eye TV that I made like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Easy.
Easy.
All
yeah,
easy
that's
to
it.
find. Nice.
Yeah.
And anything in particular you plan on doing, or anything coming up that people might be excited about?
Not really. The only thing is that I'm
The wait for 318.
probably what?
The wait for 318.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a stream right after this. I'm probably just gonna eat and do another stream.
Do you
on
have
my
a
channel?
Because on YouTube you like pre-plan the streams. Is there a link for it?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do it on YouTube. I'm
Okay.
gonna do it on Twitch.
Just
and I'm
on
gonna
Twitch.
post it. So it's gonna be like a community talk, and I'm gonna ask the community what I've already forgot what the idea was. Let me see it.
We talked about it earlier.
What does Star Citizen need the most right now? Basically, that's the for them. So yeah.
Do you have
what's
Twitch
up?
chat open? No. So that's
yes, yes, I do.
I spelled it incorrectly. I'm trying to post the link because it said no data was returned when I.
Grumpy, you typed Grump E or Grumpy.
I see. I missed a Y.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, I can.
Yeah, you can link it just so they have it.
They can just click on me, and
There
that's
we
it.
go. Got it.
Yeah.
So you guys can go there and follow if you haven't yet, so you don't miss the stream today.
Thank
and
you.
Yeah, there'll be an announcement and all that stuff, I'm sure, from Twitch if you follow. So make sure you do that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and that's it. I don't really have, dude. Like, I don't know how you do it. I mean, you do the weekly like batch things and like whatever, and that's like information. But I don't really do those. I have like opinions, and that's why people follow me on YouTube. I just like give them my opinions on particular topics. But like, what am I gonna talk about? I have nothing to talk about in the past fucking year. Everything is just like recycling shit that I already said, and I'm so frustrated.
Welcome to trying to be a streamer.
I know.
It's not easy.
I know. So that's why I made basically, because this stream is supposed to be the Grumpy's rehab facility that like you react to every time. And since I have nothing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a stream with my community, and we're gonna talk about, because I want to do that, but also I have nothing else to do.
Yep. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
So yeah,
it's just people come in and the subjects go where they go, and you just go with the flow, and it ends up being pretty fun. Yeah.
Talk about PvP versus PvE? No.
Yeah, just go to Spectrum for those discussions because they're there constantly. But, all right, Grumpy, we'll let you go.
See ya. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to have a big meal. We're eating a whole pig today. A whole pig that was cooked for 24 hours. It's like this big Cuban tradition that you do on New Year's, but we have not been able to get together with family until now. So we're having our New Year's. It's called lechon. It's awesome. So that's what today is. That's why I asked you to come a little bit earlier so we can go and do that. So I appreciate it. And thank you very much. And again, guys, for YouTube, if you haven't yet, we'll link all of Grumpy's stuff down below.
Thank you.
And yeah, once again, thank you for coming on. It was a very enjoyable talk. Both times you've been on the podcast. Well, I guess all 3 times you've been on the podcast. It's been really, really fun. So I appreciate it. And thank you for that. And thank you for your insight. And thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. All right. So, Grumpy.
Another hug?
Yes. Grumpy, thank you, and we will see you in the next React video.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
That was that, guys. Thank you very much for watching Answer the Call. Again, if you are watching this on Twitch, it'll be up on YouTube later today. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to participate in Answer the Call, sometimes we have content creators that come on and you're just kind of watching alongside with the chat. But most of the time, we do a certain subject. For example, crafting, and we talk about that. And we invite members of like you from the community to come on the show and share your opinions, because a lot of what we talked about was content creation today, and I'm very lucky to have I guess a platform in the Star Citizen community that a lot of people don't have. So being able to bring on my friends and other creators like Grumpy to share my platform with them is fun, but it's even more rewarding when people who are members of the community that don't have that reach to be able to come on and share their opinions with more people is always really, really fun as well. So twitch.tv/SaltEMike, Sunday mornings, Eastern time for that, and discord.gg/SaltEMike is where we do all the interactions via voice and video. So thank you very much again for watching, and use those Twitch Primes.